Good afternoon, committee. This is the August 6th meeting of the Committee of Adjustment. Our chair, Liz Danielson, is not attending the meeting today, so our first order of business will be to appoint an acting chair for the meeting. Not sure if there's any volunteers or how the committee wishes to proceed in that matter.
I'll volunteer if you want somebody to volunteer.
I'll second you.
Okay, so we'll just need a mover and a seconder. Okay.
I will move it. Sorry, I will move it if that's what you need.
Okay, thank you.
And I assume Julie seconded it.
Okay. Moved by Chris Wood, seconded by Julia Shortreed. Be it resolved, the Committee of Adjustment hereby appoints John Rogers as the acting committee chair for the August 6th, 2021 meeting of the Committee of Adjustment. John Rogers, yea or nay?
Yay.
Julia Shortreed, yea or nay?
Yay.
And Chris Woods, yea or nay?
Yay.
That's carried.
Okay. Thank you, Sean, for getting us to this point. The second item on the agenda is the disclosure of pecuniary interest and general nature thereof. Is there any disclosure of pecuniary interest? None seen. We'll move to item 3, which is approval of the minutes of the June 25th, 2021 meeting.
I'll move that they should be approved. Moved
by Chris, seconded by Julia. Are any comments or questions? Okay, call the vote.
So moved by Chris Wood, seconded by Julia Shortreed. Be it resolved, the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves as circulated the meeting minutes of June 25th, 2021. John Rogers, yea or nay?
Yay.
Julia Shortreed, yea or nay?
Yay.
And Chris Wood, yea or nay?
Yay.
That's carried.
And there is no business arising from those minutes unless a committee member has something they want to raise. I see none, so we'll go on to new business. And the first item of business is 5A, which is the child minor variance application at 115 Beneba Road.
Yes, this property is located at 1115 Beneba Road. The lands are zoned shoreline residential 2 and designated waterfront in the official plan. The lands are approximately 1.62 acres in area with 113 meters of frontage on Quagma Lake. Surrounding uses are generally shoreline residential, and the lands are currently developed with a dwelling, shed, and a dock. The owner is proposing to construct a 925 square foot addition on the side of the existing dwelling. The existing dwelling is currently set back 22.86 meters, and the proposed addition will be 20.7 meters from the high water mark. The proposed addition will be located on the westerly side of the existing dwelling. The proposed addition will not project beyond the front face of the existing dwelling. However, the existing cottage is on a slight angle combined with an irregular shoreline, which results in a lesser setback. The lands are limited in available building locations that would conform to zoning requirements due to existing site servicing, including the septic system and driveway access. The shoreline of the property is well vegetated, creating an effective natural buffer between the proposed addition and the water. The following minor variance is being requested for the proposed addition. From section 4.10.52 of the zoning bylaw to permit a reduction in the required setback from the high water mark from 22.86 meters to 20.7 meters for the purpose of constructing a 925 square foot addition to an existing dwelling. Notice of the application was posted on the property, posted on the township website, circulated to property owners within 60 meters of the subject lands, and to the Quagma Lake Property Owners Association. No objections have been received to date, and staff are recommending approval of the proposed minor variance with the following conditions. 1, that confirmation be provided from an Ontario land surveyor that the proposed addition is not located closer than 20.7 meters from the high water mark prior to any clearing or site alteration or the issuance of a building permit. 2, that any on-site sewage system permits and reviews required by the township have been obtained and approved prior to the issuance of a building permit. And 3, that appropriate construction mitigation measures be implemented, which shall include the erection and maintenance of silt fencing between the proposed building and the shoreline.
Thank you. I guess, is there anyone here to speak to this?
Yes, I believe
Sean?
the owner and the agent are both here, so we'll bring them in.
Afternoon, Mr. Child and Mr. Exmouth. Would one of you wish to speak to this matter, or both of you?
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay,
yes, we can.
Great. Yeah, I'm my first one of these, so thanks for seeing it. I'm not exactly sure. It sounded like Sean was right on explaining what we're looking to do. We've been on the lake for 25 years and are trying to just expand the building with the existing lines of the building slightly. So that's what we're looking at doing. I don't know if there's anything in particular you would like to hear from me, but Sean seemed to be right on explaining what we're looking to do.
Okay, that's fine. If you're in agreement with what Sean said, that's all we need to hear from you in a sense. Yeah.
Okay, great.
And Mr.
John
Axman?
Axman. Yeah, John Axmith here. Yeah, I became involved because it is an older Lindahl home. I didn't have anything to do with the planning or design of it. I'm an active dealer for 30 years, and I think we've got a nice straightforward addition that's aesthetically going to be pleasing, and it allows us to create a rear entry in the house where you have to come around to the side and up on the deck to get in the way it is now, and it should be much more serviceable. And basically, it's a master bedroom and an expanded kitchen. I think John has ideas about being there more, like a lot of people these days, and that's where we are.
Good. Thank you. Do committee members have any questions of either the applicants or the planner? Okay, then is there a motion with respect to this minor variance?
I have a motion here for approval. I would just need a mover and a second. Moved by Julia.
Moved by Julia,
I will second.
seconded by Chris.
Moved by Julia Shortreed, seconded by Chris Woods. Be it resolved, the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves minor variance application HMB 01121 to seek relief from section 4.10.52 of the zoning bylaw to permit a reduction in the required setback from the high water mark from 22.86 meters to 20.7 meters for the purpose of constructing a 925 square foot addition to an existing dwelling. Subject to the following conditions. One, confirmation be provided from an Ontario land surveyor that the proposed addition is not located closer than 20.7 meters from the high water mark prior to any clearing or site alteration or the issuance of a building permit. Two, any on-site sewage system permits and reviews required by the township have been obtained and approved prior to the issuance of a building permit. And three, that appropriate construction mitigation measures be implemented, which shall include the erection and maintenance of silt fencing between the proposed building and the shoreline. John Rogers, yea or nay?
Yay.
Julia Shortreed, yea or nay?
Yay.
And Chris Woods, yea or nay?
Yay.
That's carried.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Child, Mr. Axmith. There's a 20-day appeal period after this decision before you can do any actual work on the property. But as long as there's no objections filed, the variance will become final 20 days from the date of decision. And thank you for attending today.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And our next application is with respect to 2481 Quagma Lake Road. Sean?
Yes, this property is located at 2481 Quagma Lake Road. The lands are zoned shoreline residential 1 and designated waterfront in the official plan. The lands are approximately 0.79 acres in area with 45.77 meters of frontage on Quagma Lake. Surrounding uses are generally shoreline residential, and the lands are currently developed with a single family dwelling, a shed, a dock, and a privy. The applicants are proposing to demolish the existing dwelling and construct a new 1,382.3 square foot two-story dwelling. The proposed dwelling will be constructed in the same general footprint as the existing dwelling and will be 3 meters further from the high water mark than the existing dwelling. The existing dwelling is currently set back 6.8 meters from the high water mark, and the proposed dwelling will be 9.8 meters. Topographical constraints and existing site infrastructure, including the driveway, limit the available building location for the proposed dwelling that would comply with zoning bylaw requirements. The following minor variance is being requested for the proposed dwelling. That is from section 4.10.53 of the zoning bylaw to permit a reduction in the required setback from the high water mark from 15 meters to 9.8 meters for the purpose of constructing a 1,382.3 square foot two-story dwelling. Notice of the application was posted on the property, posted on the township website, circulated to property owners within 60 meters of the subject lands and to the Quagga Lake Property Owners Association. No objections have been received to date, and staff would recommend approval of the proposed minor variance with the following conditions. One, confirmation be provided from an Ontario land surveyor that the proposed dwelling is not located closer than 9.8 meters from the high water mark prior to any clearing or site alteration or the issuance of a building permit. Two, that any on-site sewage system permits and reviews required by the township have been obtained and approved prior to the issuance of a building permit. And three, that appropriate construction mitigation measures be implemented, which shall include the erection and maintenance of silt fencing between the proposed building and the shoreline. Oh, John, you're on mute.
Sorry, thank you. And is there anyone wishing to appear?
Yes, I believe the owner and the agent are with us.
Good afternoon. So welcome to the meeting today. Are there any items or any issues you'd like to raise for us? You've heard Sean's report, so anything you would like to add to that report?
Thank you very much, committee, for allowing us to attend. I would just add, we appreciate the opportunity to modernize with a modern building in basically the same location with minimum impact on the land. The building that's there is from the 1950s and is well past use, and we've been on the lake over 51 years, and I don't think I'll make it the next 51, but I'd like to get as far down that path as I can. Thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Mantle, is there anything you wanted to add at this point?
No, I just thanks.
Okay.
We're the whole goal is just to minimize the environmental impact there. So we thought it was best to build in the same footprint area.
Great. Okay. Thank you. Are there any questions by members of the committee?
It's Chris Woods. A question about the privy. What happens to the privy after you build in the area? Sean, a little bit to you as well on this question. Does it get filled in? What happens with it?
If I, as the owner, and then I'll let the zoning, or would you prefer for the Sean Callahan? It's
No, the owner, please, Mr. Catalan.
Okay, I wasn't sure which Sean. So currently, the intention is not to use it as a privy. It is also used as an older building and used as a storehouse. So that would be our intention, is to continue to keep it there. The plan is for a full 4-season facility with full 4-season water and septic use. So there will be no use for it as a privy. But we would like to continue to use it to store boating equipment in it.
Any other questions by members? Okay. Is there a motion?
I do have a motion here for
Yes,
approval.
thank you.
Just need a mover and a seconder.
Yes. Moved by Julia, seconded by Chris, I presume. Yes, thank you.
Moved by Julia Shortreed, seconded by Chris Woods. Be it resolved, the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves minor variance application AHMB 1421 to seek relief from section 4.10.53 of the zoning bylaw to permit a reduction in the required setback from the high water mark from 15 meters to 9.8 meters for the purpose of constructing a 1,382.3 square foot two-story dwelling, subject to the following conditions. One, that confirmation be provided from an Ontario land surveyor that the proposed dwelling is not located closer than 9.8 meters from the high water mark prior to any clearing or site alteration or the issuance of a building permit. Two, that any on-site sewage system permits and reviews required by the township have been obtained and approved prior to the issuance of a building permit. And three, that appropriate construction mitigation measures be implemented, which shall include the erection and maintenance of silt fencing between the proposed building and the shoreline. John Rogers, yea or nay?
Yay.
Comment,
Oh, sorry.
just before we go,
Sorry.
Sean, I apologize.
Yes.
Should there be anything to state that privy cannot be used as a privy and is only used for storage? Or is that necessary?
In the past with privies, I believe we've allowed them to remain just for the reason that in some cases, if the power's out and a pump system's required, then that could be a effective backup system essentially.
So you'd rather not put it in the application to change that, even though they are planning on only using it as a storage? Is that correct?
Yeah, from my perspective, I don't have any concerns with it remaining as a privy or just being converted to a storage space.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Yeah, would you like to hear from Mr. Rogers about that as well, Chris, or are you okay?
No, I'm satisfied.
Okay.
No, I'm satisfied.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Fine. Thanks. So, sorry, are there any other comments or questions from the committee? No. Call the vote, please, Sean.
Okay. Julia Shortreed, yea or nay?
Yay.
Chris Woods, yea or nay?
Yay.
That's carried.
Thank you. There's a 20-day appeal period from the date of decision, and after that, you will be able to get your permits so long as there are no objections filed. So, thank you very much for attending today, and good luck with the project.
Thank you very much, committee. Good day.
Thank you. Our next item then is the minor variance application for 1016 Noah's Lane. Sean?
Yes, this property is located at 1016 Noah's Lane. The lands are zoned shoreline residential 1 and designated waterfront under the official plan. The lands are approximately 1.4 acres in area with 74.9 meters of frontage on Couchog Lake. Surrounding uses are generally shoreline residential, and the lands are currently developed with a single family dwelling, a shed, a carport, boathouse, and a dock. The applicant is proposing to demolish the existing dwelling, carport, and shed to construct a new 2,121 square foot two-story dwelling. The proposed dwelling will be constructed in the same general footprint of the existing dwelling, carport, and shed. It will be 4.46 meters further from the high water mark than the existing dwelling. The existing dwelling is currently set back 5.96 meters from the high water mark, and the proposed dwelling will be 10.42 meters. Existing site infrastructure, including the driveway along with an existing right-of-way, limit the available building location for the proposed dwelling that would comply with the zoning bylaw requirements. The following minor variance is being requested, and that is from section 4.10.53 of the zoning bylaw to permit a reduction in the required setback from the high water mark from 15 meters to 10.42 meters for the purpose of constructing a 2,121 square foot two-story dwelling. Notice of the application was posted on the property, posted on the township website, circulated to property owners within 60 meters of the subject lands, and to the Couchog Lake Property Owners Association. No objections have been received to date, and staff are recommending approval of the proposed minor variance with the following conditions. One, that confirmation be provided from an Ontario land surveyor that the proposed dwelling is not located closer than 10.42 meters from the high water mark prior to any clearing or site alteration or the issuance of a building permit. 2, that any on-site sewage system permits and reviews required by the township have been obtained and approved prior to the issuance of a building permit. And 3, that appropriate construction mitigation measures be implemented, which shall include the erection and maintenance of silt fencing between the proposed building and the shoreline.
Thank you. Is there anyone appearing? I think actually we know the planner is waiting to appear. So
Yes.
if we could bring everybody in, thanks. Good afternoon, Ms. Sharp. I presume you've heard what Sean has said, and we do have your report, which is a very comprehensive report. Thank you very much for that. Would you like to add anything at this time?
Certainly. Thank you, committee, for taking some time today to hear the application. As you know, I'm Stephanie Sharp, and planner for Marie Poirier Planning and Associates, speaking on behalf of Amy and Michael Hay, the property owners of 1016 Noah's Lane. So for the purpose of providing a brief overview of the justification, I just would like to note a few things. The purpose of this application is to seek approval for the reconstruction and expansion of a legal non-complying structure, which does result in a deficient shoreline setback, albeit an improvement from that which is currently existing. The proposed dwelling has been placed in a manner that reduces vegetation removal, allows for safe access to the property from the existing right-of-way, and maintains an area for an improved septic bed while also increasing that shoreline setback. Additionally, the proposal will consolidate the development on the property by removing the carport and the vinyl shed that currently exists today, along with the existing dwelling. The proposed dwelling will be set back further than those which exist on the surrounding lots to the north, and will maintain a larger vegetation buffer with mature trees. All other provisions of the bylaw will be maintained by the proposed development. And as you noted, our planning justification report substantiates the proposed dwelling and that the setbacks do not offend provincial policy, conform to the general intent and purpose of the County of Haliburton official plan, the Township of Algonquin Highlands official plan, and the Township of Algonquin Highlands zoning bylaw. The proposal, in our opinion, is appropriate for the development of the land and is minor in nature. We thank municipal staff for their time and assistance on this application to date, and I am happy to address any questions that committee may have.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions from the committee members, either of Ms. Sharp or Sean? Seeing none, Ms. Sharp, I do have just one inquiry, but the carport's going to be removed, as you've said in your remarks and in your report. Is there going to be any need? It seems to me they're taking away something that they might want to have at some point in the future. Is that not going to be replaced at this time, or is there some thought that they might be replaced at some point in the future?
So at this point in time, there is no intention of replacing that carport. If they do wish to build a garage or carport in the future, it will be at the rear of the property. So they do own a significant portion of land. So it'll be on the portion of the property that is not located on the waterfront.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Then there is a motion that Sean will read, if we could have a mover and seconder. Moved by Julia, seconded by Chris.
Have we heard the proposal from Sean?
This is a motion to approve it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So I approve it. I agree.
Okay, so that's seconded by Chris. Yeah.
Okay.
Sean?
So moved by Julie Shortreed, seconded by Chris Woods, be it resolved, the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves minor variance application AHMB 1621 to seek relief from section 4.10.53 of the zoning bylaw to permit a reduction in the required setback from the high water mark from 15 meters to 10.42 meters for the purpose of constructing a 2,121 square foot two-story dwelling, subject to the following conditions. One, that confirmation be provided from an Ontario land surveyor that the proposed dwelling is not located closer than 10.42 meters from the high water mark prior to any clearing or site alteration or the issuance of a building permit. Two, that any on-site sewage system permits and reviews required by the township have been obtained and approved prior to the issuance of a building permit. And three, that appropriate construction mitigation measures be implemented, which shall include the erection and maintenance of silt fencing between the proposed building and the shoreline. John Rogers, yea or nay?
Yay.
Julia Shortreed, yea or nay?
Yay.
And Chris Woods, yea or nay?
Yay.
That's carried.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Sharp, for appearing. As you know, there's a 20-day appeal period before the permits can be issued. Oh, sorry. David Rogers wants to say something. Sorry, David.
Not a problem. No, I just want to make sure their clients are aware that prior to the building permits being issued, MTO has to get approvals to you, and that can take a bit of time. So you may want to start working on that now.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Great. Thanks, David. And so that's a good little tip, Stephanie, to take back to your clients now. So, but there is that our committees, there is a 20-day appeal period from the committee's decision. So we'll move forward from there. And thank you for being here this afternoon.
Thank you for your time.
And I see no other business on the agenda. Is there anything else, Sean, that you wanted to note? We don't actually have a date for the next meeting. Are there enough applications for another meeting at the end of August, or?
Yes, I was going to suggest we schedule one for August 27th, if the committee is available.
Okay.
I should be okay.
I should be okay as well.
I should be fine too.
Okay, that's great.
Worst case, it will be the three of us again. So.
And we'll make you chair again.
John, you did a great job. Thank you very
Right.
much for doing
You
that.
did. Yes,
you.
we
Great.
did.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I just need a motion to adjourn.
I'll move it.
Moved by Chris, seconded by Julia. All those in, oh, no, sorry, we have to.
Moved by Chris Woods, seconded by Julia Shortreed. Be it resolved, the Committee of Adjustment hereby adjourns its regular meeting at 1:27 p.m. John Rogers, yea or nay?
Yay.
Julia Shortreed, yea or nay?
Yay.
And Chris Woods, yea or nay?
Yay.
That's carried.
Carried. Great. Thank you very much. We will see you on August the 27th.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.